Hi guys and welcome back. Today we're actually going to focus a little bit on reading as well as grammar, but of course we won't neglect speaking as well as listening. We're going to start out by actually reading a passage, but before we do that, let's review some tenses. Okay, this particular passage talks about things that happened in the past. And could somebody tell me some ways that we could talk about the past? Lucia? Aha, good. So you said you walked to school, and that's what tense is that? And we all remember the word tense, which means what, Jonathan? Ah, yes, the time of the verb. Good. Of course, English has many tenses, and one of the great ones, very popular, is the one that we said now, walked, which is in fact the simple past. Yes, Mohammed, you're right. Simple past. Now, speaking of simple past, guys, let's review how it is formed. Yes, Lucia? So we add ed. Very good. For example, can you give me an example? So watched, watched. Correct. Add ed. Yes, very good. Very good. Now, is that always the case, or are there some situations where this is not the case? Yes, we have something called irregular verbs. Good. Can somebody give me an example of one? Go, went, gone. So in this case, of course, we cannot simply add ed in order to create the simple past. It'll be silly, right? So we actually have to memorize this form, and we have, I think. But if you need to review, we do have the list available on our blog. Good. Good. Can somebody give me another example of an irregular verb? Forget, forgot, forgotten, Jonathan. Very good. Very good. There are quite a few of them, and they follow different patterns. But also, now, went is the simple past. Correct. What is gone? What is that called? Does anybody remember? Lucia? Oh, it's called a participle. Now, what kind of participle is it? Present or past? Past participle. So the past participle in this case is gone. That's right. And what is it for? Oh, so which form is that? The third form is the participle. Correct. And that can come in handy for creating different tenses, right? So if the second form is useful, essential, right? For the simple past, then the third form, the past participle, is necessary for creating what? Does anybody remember? Lucia? Oh, yeah. The present perfect. Good. Good. Any others? The past perfect. And okay, so let's backtrack a little bit. So we said that we can use this for we can use went for the simple past, and we can use gone for the present perfect and the past perfect. What about regular verbs? Let's take a one step back and look at a word that we already had, a verb that we already had, watch. What is the simple past of watch? Watched. And Jonathan, what is the past participle, the third form? If we look at go, went, gone, it would be the third form for watch. Watched as well, correct? Because it is a regular verb. Excellent. Well done, guys. Okay, very good. So let's review another way that we can talk about the past. Now, is it always the past? What am I talking about? The present perfect, correct. Is it always talking about the past? No, not always, but sometimes it is about the past, present perfect, even though it's called present. You might see, wow, that's a little bit on the confusing side, but we can handle it because we're pros. So yeah, so how do we actually how do we actually form the present perfect? Lucia? Oh, I, or whatever, pronoun or noun, have, and let's use watch, watched, watched. Good. Watched what? The movie. Nice. Want to have some kind of object here. Okay, very nice, guys. So I have watched. Now, what about let's use an irregular verb, Jonathan. I have forgotten. Good, good, good. All right, very good, guys. Yeah, so that's the present perfect. And is it always have with the present perfect? For example, if it's I, then it would be Jonathan have. Yeah. If it's you, Lucia, it is also have. Yeah. What about he, she, and it? Oh, has. That's right. Very good. And how about they? Muhammad, they have. And we, Lucia, also have. Good. So we have to remember our has for which ones? For our he, she, and it. Good. Now, of course, the question arises. First of all, why do we need the present perfect? Come on, we could just use the simple past, right? Correct. I mean, correct. Yes, yes, and no. Of course, it's a little bit nuanced. One technical difference is that we use the present perfect when we don't want to specify the time. Yeah, when we just want to emphasize that something is the case, right? I have seen the movie without saying necessarily when, right? Now, if we want to say that we saw the movie at a particular time, then we would use the simple past. Can somebody give me an example of that? Jonathan? Okay, I saw the movie yesterday. Correct. Correct. Now, Lucia, could you say I have seen the movie yesterday? Yeah, probably not. You're right. You're right. It's a bit nuanced. But of course, you might have heard the simple past used in a situation where you could also use the present perfect. So it's not necessarily that one is always right and the other one is always wrong. Sometimes there is some variation. Guys, next time I'm going to give you a worksheet, and I want you to label the tenses that you see. Okay, later you'll actually write a story using different tenses, but that's going to be in a few minutes.